got the goods. Welcome to the vlog. I'm glad to have you here as always. I will be taking you along with me for a week. Schools are about to finish, so I thought I would do a week going into summer. We are starting off on Monday, going to the library because I do need to return some books, and then I think I will get some studying done in the library as well. Maybe wander around, pick out some other books. I'm sorry for sounding like I'm out of breath because I'm actually out of breath. Lots of physical commitments over here. I am at the library and I do have to whisper a little bit because it's very early, but I think I am the only person here, so nobody's here yet, and so it's pretty empty, but I think I like that. So now we are going to get some work done, and then I'll check back in a second. Maybe we will be looking around and see if there's any books that we can pick out. Okay, I went for 15 minutes looking around and I got 3 books. So I think I'm gonna check this out as well. I think it's British literature. So I'm interested. I have no idea who Elizabeth Gaskell is. So, and then I found this. This is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, an annotated version. And I think it's gonna be like so interesting reading and then seeing the annotation, but also I saw some pictures as I was flipping through the pages, so it might give me a sense of what the area was like at that time. A hefty book, but I will be bringing it back home. This, I heard somebody on TikTok talking about this. I don't know what this is, so we might see. Hi guys, it is a lot later in the day and I apologize for my hair looking a bit crazy, but I've been sitting here reading Pride and Prejudice with my annotated version for the past hour and a half. I am now on page 230 of this only text version and 240 for the annotated version with all the images and the footnotes and the notes and everything. I've been enjoying it. It did take a turn that I was not expecting, but I'm kind of like giggling and kicking my feet and vouching for them, Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, to become a couple real soon. I know it's gonna be a happy ending, but I'm just like so intrigued of how things gonna turn out, because the way that he confessed his love for her was just so abrupt and random that I was like, okay, where did that come from? But I'm so glad, and the fact that she turned him down was like so chaotic, and that's just, you know, that's tea, that's drama. I needed to take a break from reading for a second just because this was so much of gossip and drama. I also scroll on TikTok seeing the different editions of Pride and Prejudice that people have, because after reading this book I feel like I do want to have my own copy. I mean, this is my own copy, but the special edition copy of this book, and I am kind of debating between the Amazon box set that they have that's already in my cart, or other Barnes and Nobles, other stores, bookstores, special editions or not. So if you've read Pride and Prejudice and you own a special copy of Pride and Prejudice, let me know what version you had and you got, just because I'm also thinking of getting my own version. I am exporting the video for next week's episode, so it is a reading vlog, a very chaotic, messy, but very realistic reading vlog. So if you're interested, it's already up on my YouTube channel. But on that note, I have been sitting here and just editing that video away. We just got back from our ice cream stroll, so that was very fun, and I was thinking of doing a bit of journaling today, and as you can see I just did a spread last night that's inspired by Jane Austen, just because I'm reading Pride and Prejudice and I'm so enjoying that so much. I finished with all my exams. I finished my molecular biology exam this morning and I think that went well. I don't know, it was like harder than I expected, The last exam for molecular biology was not that hard, but this time I think because it's the final exam, she demanded a very high level of detail, and just some of the questions I was like, what was that? Pride and Prejudice, which I think will be finished in a couple of days. And then I think after Pride and Prejudice, I will be starting my Stephen King vlog. Hopefully I can start it this week, and I will try to finish Stephen King's 11/22/63 I think next week or 2 weeks from now, so that I could return that to the library and have a couple of my digital reads that I haven't even cracked open. I have The Woman by Kristen Hanna, I have Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Vuong, and a bunch of other stuff, but I think I can finish it in the month of May just because I have 2 full weeks of doing nothing and just resting and doing content creation and reading. So I think I can do it. It's actually beautiful outside. I don't know if you can see, but that's we just went outside. It was hot, it was humid, but it was so sunny and it was just so beautiful. Hello everybody, it is a lot later. I just finished showering and it is time to do my daily session of reading. I am currently reading Pride and Prejudice. I got to page 239 and I am that much into the book, so I think I could definitely finish the book tomorrow. Hopefully, not just to jinx it. And then maybe tomorrow we can start Stephen King together, but I will be filming a separate video for the Stephen King novel, so if you're interested, I would recommend checking that out. I think that video is gonna be up after this video. I do want to show you a bit of my reading setup. This is my copy of Pride and Prejudice, the very heavily annotated copy. Hopefully you can see that. So I started taking notes just because I feel like I want to take notes, especially when I'm reading classics. I made a rule to myself that whenever I read books that are not classic or books that I think are not as hard to read and digest as classics are, then I will read it on my e-reader, which I still use by the way, but mostly for fantasy, fiction, other genres. But specifically for classics, I do want to make a rule to have the physical copy, just because I feel like there's lots of context going on that I need to physically write things down. So I have 2 pens with me. This is my mechanical pencil that I use to highlight directly onto the book itself and write in the margin. But then I just have been watching Throne of Pages on YouTube talking about her classic collection, and in her annotation system I saw that she also uses post-its to do maybe a summary of the chapter or just like elaborate on her thoughts throughout the book, which I thought that was genius. So I want to start doing that as well for my classics. I know I'm kind of like almost done with Pride and Prejudice, but you know, it's never late to start, so I will be doing that. And then this is the I never show you this, but I went to the library yesterday and I picked this up. This is the annotated version of Pride and Prejudice. It is hefty, it is very thick, and I think it has a bunch of different obviously annotations, but also like the footnotes are very, oh, how am I gonna show that? I'm gonna insert a video here. All of the footnotes are very useful in terms of reading, especially if they refer to a certain destination or location that I was not familiar with. Then the author makes sure to put a note here, or even sometimes show a picture of either a character or just the different furniture, how the house would look like, how the property would look like, and how England at that time would look like. So that just gives me a very immersive experience in terms of reading. So I now use these 2 things along with my notes as kind of this immersive reading experiences, and I've been really enjoying it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now. I'm so excited. Hopefully, I think I could definitely get to page, I think 300 or at least 300 something. Yeah, I'll check back in a second, and it's gonna be a fun night. I don't have anything else to do, no plans for tomorrow, so reading. Good morning everybody, it is Wednesday morning and I just finished filming once again for my TikTok videos. I had so much fun filming. I just saw, I think, Larry and Mariana on YouTube reading the 1-star reviews of their favorite books, and I thought that idea was just genius. So I just did that for my TikTok, reading 1-star reviews of A Sword of Kaigan, which is, if you're new, that's my favorite book so far in 2025. It's so good. I woke up today and apparently chose violence, so if you're interested, it's on my TikTok already. I think I will be sitting here and reading after I organize that pile, and then I'll see you after that. I think it's gonna be a beautiful day. It is a bit gloomy now, but hopefully it's gonna be sunny in a bit, that we can go outside for a walk, go to the library, or pick up some things. You know, it's gonna be a fun day. It's actually my first day after weeks and weeks of studying that I could finally wake up and not have anything on my to-do list except content creation. I finished editing and uploading the YouTube video that's coming up this week yesterday, so I'm done with filming for the day, and so I do have a couple of editing that I need to be done today, and then some other stuff, and then vlogging for this vlog. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else set in stone, so we can have some good time, watch some movies, and yeah. Hey guys, we are going to the library. It is very hot outside, but I'm excited to go to the library and then read for a second. It is actually a beautiful day outside, so I'm excited. Hopefully we can finish Pride and Prejudice in the library today, and then I did bring the reformatory book with me, so if we could finish Pride and Prejudice, we might get to that book, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll take you along and then show you around the library. Also, no, I do want to check out the used books collection at my local library just to see if there are any books that I want to check out for myself if I saw something interesting. Okay, I was in the middle of reading. Oh, it's so bright. But then I got hungry, so I am grabbing a Starbucks now. I want to get a matcha latte, and then we will resume back to reading. I know that's so funny, but I was just like so hungry that I could not continue reading. But I did bring Pride and Prejudice just in case we had to wait or something. And then maybe we will take a look in the bookstore in the meantime when we're waiting for the drink. I had to come to look at the books in the little bookstores that we had. I saw this, and this is gonna be on my TBR, although it's gonna be a pretty hectic. And then this is something that I've been meaning to read, but I could not bring myself to read this. I don't know why. Just look at how beautiful the shelf is. We have Onyx Storm here. It's on my TBR, just not now. I am trying to reread or Iron Flame, oh my god. And then I have a couple here that are on my TBRs. Let's see. That is just so beautiful. With the spray edges and stuff. That is just so beautiful. I just saw a girl on TikTok doing a 24-hour readathon with this, and it looks so fun. And then just a bunch of stuff that I want to buy. We have the Crescent City. I finished all of the books already for Crescent City. That is just a behemoth of a book. What else? I was just like looking the other day. I hope that they have classics in here, but they don't. So that's a bummer. I've heard great things about this book. I just did not have the time to read it. And then look at this. This is so beautiful. It doesn't have a spray edges, but it's such a thick book. I don't know what the author had to say, but apparently they had a lot of things to say. And this is apparently a 5-star read for many people, so I'm excited to give it a try soon. I just hope that they have more classics, and these are just a non-fiction book. Oh, we have an Elsie Silver book. White Side. I have heard of her, but I have not read a book from her, so maybe we will give it a read. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh, look at that. That is so satisfying. Oh, we have the Lost and Lasso. I saw Larry read this, and she loved it apparently. Swift and Saddled. I think there's another book in the series. I think it's supposed to be a trilogy, or is it not? Oh, this is also, I've heard a lot of things about this book by Kennedy Ryan. Lots of good things, apparently. Lots of good things. What is this? It looks interesting. Oh, a Christmas book? In May? Yeah, that's my obsession for book, summarized in that little snippet. This, I wanted to reread. I mean, I started this book and I never finished it. I don't know why. But I've heard mixed reviews of that book. We got the goods. I'm so excited. Look at that. It's just such a beauty. So it's currently 5 p.m. and I am walking to a dinner meeting, if you will, with my employers and everything. And it's a beautiful day outside, but we had a dinner schedule at one of the restaurants in town, so that's where I'm going to.
I think after 2 years, I want to try to go back. Okay. Unless the company is gonna give me something.
Okay guys, I'm back. It was a good dinner, but it was just so hot outside and I was overheating. So as soon as I got home, I had to go take a shower. So I just did that. I did a full-blown everything shower except shaving because I do need to order new razors. We were sitting on the patio on top of the restaurant and that was actually very nice. But that was done. It was good. We had a great chat. I didn't feel as nervous. Okay, one thing that I was very proud, or I am very proud of myself today, was I was able to go barefaced the entire day. And I know that sounds to be a very small thing, but hear me out. I thought last night that I needed to put on makeup today because I had a lot of filming that needs to be done. Oh wait, sorry. Why are you a bit wonky? Okay, so I had a lot of filming that needs to be done today. Right, normally I needed to put makeup on to film, but this morning I was like, I am too lazy for this. I don't want to put on makeup. I did not want to be bothered to be sitting there and putting on makeup. So I decided to film barefaced without nothing on except I think a serum, and that's it. And I felt fine, thankfully, although I would say that I did not show parts of my face that are red. That's A. I was so proud of myself for doing that. B. When I was thinking of going to this dinner, and this is like a celebratory dinner for all of the tour guides over the year, I am not close with half of the people there, or I'm not even close with all of the people there. It was just more of a social thing, and I was debating, okay, should I put on makeup or not before I went to the dinner, because I didn't know if not putting on makeup is gonna deter me from being comfortable enough to engage in the conversation, if that makes sense. And at first I was like, okay, it's not gonna be too bad because we're gonna be indoors, right? The lights are not gonna be this bright. It's gonna be a very dim light, yellow light, and my face is not gonna be that bad. But then it turns out we were sitting in outdoors on the patio in the sunlight, and you know how I feel about having acne and then walking or at least being under the sunlight. Because I feel like whenever the sun's hitting my face, especially hitting the acne or the redness and the hyperpigmentation, it kind of exacerbates it and it kind of emphasizes the texture. And so when I found out that we were actually sitting outside in the sunlight, I was like, okay. And to be honest, the first like half an hour was not comfortable because I was constantly looking around, shooting my face, although it was very bright and I just got my eye surgery done. So I was like covering my face like this just because I was like, okay, I'm covering myself up. But then it got to the point that I was like, okay, F it, I don't care. And after that point, I got actually pretty comfortable. Not 100% comfortable though, quite comfortable. So I was very proud of myself for that. I was like, okay, I could do this. And I don't feel like people judge me as they should. They shouldn't have judged me. So that's something that I do want to update you on. And then I was hoping, like I mentioned, I wanted to finish Pride and Prejudice before going into the dinner. But then I got to the point that so many things happened and I didn't want to rush myself. And so I decided to take a break. And I'm like that much into the book. I have about, I think, 40 pages left. So I will be devouring this book now. And I have this behemoth of the book for oh my god, it's actually printed very big. It's gonna be a pretty full, eventful night of just reading, which I'm excited for. And then another thing that's been on my mind today is that investing in a new camera. And in the beginning I was like, I should get the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that's been going viral, right? But many people have been saying that it is such a fragile piece of equipment and technology that my boyfriend said that he does not trust me with me handling that
piece of technology. I've been thinking of the Canon PowerShot V1 and I think what's the other one? R50V. The R50V, it can film vertical content. It's designed to film vertical content. It is very shaky, so I do need to get at least a tripod or a gimbal. It doesn't have built-in stabilization. So when I was looking at sample footage of people filming using the R50V, it looks very shaky. That's that. The PowerShot V1, it's something that I prefer, but it cannot film vertical filming. So either I invest in a tripod that can let you do vertical filming, I don't know how that's gonna work, or I can invest in a gimbal for the R50V. So any technology geeks out there, professional experts in the field of technology and especially cameras, if you have any recommendations and advice on what I should get, let me know. But it's been a great day. I enjoyed taking you along, and hopefully you enjoy seeing me running around and having a very chill day, not having to worry about studying, working, assignments, homework. It feels nice, but it feels strange. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll check back in a second.
Okay guys, I finished Pride and Prejudice. It's definitely very fun. I was so giggly and kicking my feet the entire way, especially the last bit that I showed you. So many things happened. Oh my god, I love Elizabeth and Darcy, Mr. Darcy, so much. It's I think it's gonna be a 5-star. From me at least. I very much enjoyed this book. I am now so intrigued in reading other books from Jane Austen. I have, I think, on my shelf Sense and Sensibility. My library has a copy of Emma and Persuasion. And just like, I am so intrigued. But that was so good. It's like the first classic that I read in a while. And I annotated, I think, every single page. I even had different post-its like that. I highly recommend it if you have not read Pride and Prejudice. I think it is a classic for a reason, and rightfully so. That was so good. I mean, I cannot wait. I feel like I have to watch the movie adaptation now. But I don't want to. I feel like I already want to reread it. I feel like it's gonna be due for a reread very soon, especially after I get the special edition. I am going to take a break from reading for now. I do need to do some journaling. I haven't done the 3 pages of today. And then we have to plan out the content and to-do list for tomorrow. But it's just like such a good day. I'm so happy that I finished this book. We have another book to read tonight. A very big one. After doing my journaling, I will be cracking open this book just because I need to know what the fuzz is about. It is it's printed very big. I'm not gonna hold myself accountable to this, but hopefully we can get to 100 page. I don't know if it's gonna be an easy read or not. I don't think so, but yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, catch you up in a second. But such highly recommend Pride and Prejudice. Okay, I am going for a walk this morning. It is Thursday morning and I've been out and about for the past, I think, half an hour. And it's actually very nice outside. It's beautiful, although it's a bit hot. But I'm glad the sun's out. The birds are chirping and everything. I do need to get myself a coffee if the cafe is open. If not, then we just have to suffer through the day without coffee.
Okay, I'm at my little libraries and I saw this. Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, and I have heard great things about that book. That one is the one that I DNF'd. I also, the other day, saw this book that just looked so beautiful and intriguing. It's like Humans, a Monstrous History, and apparently, oh my god, don't do that, please. Oh my god. Apparently, I don't know what this is about, but it looks very interesting. So I think when the spring or the fall semester starts, I will be checking that out with my library. It's just whenever I come to the cafe, I always check out this little section. They have more books around the corner, but this is the one that I'm more intrigued in, and they also have like ebooks and stuff. So yeah, we are going to order a cafe.
Hey guys, look at this. I just went to one of the local library on campus and I saw these 3 books. We had Shakespeare, The Hamlet. I know this is gonna be my second Shakespeare after The Tempest, so I'm excited. And then I found my first Virginia Woolf. I think this is gonna be a novel, isn't it? Orlando, my first Virginia Woolf. And look at this. This is what I'm most excited about. Metamorphosis by Ovid. It's on my DBR for like 3 months already. And I'm so excited. So there we go.
Hi, I wanted to do a little bit of a mini free library book haul, shall we? Because if you could see how many books I am surrounded with, you're gonna be like gagged. Let me scoot over. Somebody at my school apparently is a fan of Joe Abercrombie. They donated that much of the Joe Abercrombie books. I've heard of Joe Abercrombie all over TikTok. I have been curious to what the fuzz is about, and I cannot wait to be putting this on my bookshelf. But let's start. I think this is gonna be the trilogy. These 3 books are gonna be part of a trilogy, so I'm glad to have a completed trilogy here. We have The Blade Itself, Before They Are Hanged, and this is Last Argument of Kings. And the books are in great condition, by the way, and just imagine how they're gonna stack on top of my bookshelves. It's gonna be beautiful. So that's the first completed trilogy that I know of. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are standalones. I don't know what these are. I think these 2 might be part of the duology. This is Red County. This is The Heroes. The spine is just so beautiful. It's in such great condition. Like the spine is not even bent or there's no scratches or whatever. And then this is Best Served Cold. Once again, beautiful, and imagine how they would stack. Those are the 3 books that I need to do more research on. And this I know is a duology, or part of a series at least. This is A Little Hatred. This is The Age of Madness series. This is the first book, and it's even a hardback cover. Let's look at the naked cover. Oh, I mean, the naked cover is just very black, but still, it's in like great conditions. Okay, so it's part of a trilogy. So I still only have 2 books of this trilogy here with me, but that's still like so amazing already. So I have the first book. I have the second book. Look, it's in great condition. The naked cover looks like that with the dust jacket. It's, yeah. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 8 books already. And then this is the other one that I picked up, even though it's not part of the Joe Abercrombie universe. But I picked this up just because it's so beautiful. This is My Funny Demon Valentine. And I know it's overdue for the Valentine, but the spine and the spray edge is just everything. Look at the spine. It's like such a bright pink. And I'm gonna give you a bit of, how am I gonna do this? Look at that. It's actually beautiful. There even is a bookmark in here. I am so grateful. I don't even know how I will be moving in and moving out with these books, but I mean, if you could actually, if you can actually look. No. Those are what I'm dealing with. But I actually, oh my god, I'm so happy. So thank you to whoever donated all these books. I'm very grateful. And then I will be putting all these on my bookshelves. And then, yeah, I'll show you my bookshelf later. But, I mean, right now it's very full. But it can be fuller. We can never have enough books. We can never have too many books.
Okay, this is my current duplex library. It's like literally full to the brim. Here are just the normal classics that I have. All these are classics. And then at the back, I think we have even more classics and just a more smaller but taller books are tucked back there. I'm gonna do that later. And then these are all of my bigger books that cannot fit. We have, this is the Reformatory that I borrowed from the library. This is Metamorphosis that I picked up yesterday. These also picked up from one of the free library on campus. This is gifted to me. This is from the biology building. This was from the free library yesterday. Also, this is from the local library. Yes, this today. And then this is my Joe Abercrombie collection as of now. I was thinking of putting this like up and tucking it back there, but I feel like that just takes so much space, but that just looks so satisfying. That's my little duplex library, ever growing, but I'm so happy. So thank you once again to all of the people who donated the books. I am very, very beyond grateful for your donations.